So I've tried on a couple websites to get somebody to sell me this corner, and it's not happening, so I'm just going to try to cobble something together with some sheet metal, and we'll try that, see how that goes. There's the challenge, and there's what it's supposed to look like. So we'll see how this turns out. I'll get to cutting and hacking here, and we'll see what happens. There's some shrinking and stretching going on there. I think this being a bowl, this is going to be shrunk, or stretched, sorry, stretched right here, and this has to be shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. So what I got going on here now is just trying to replace or patch this panel on the back of the cab. I did get, was on one of the forums, I'm not going to say which one. I was trying to find a piece of a cab. Didn't have much luck with that. So what I did is, oops, tripping over parts. But I made a couple profile templates, and I'll show you what I'm up to here. I'm trying to copy this side. It's more or less, it's not metal finished yet, but it's close enough to make some patterns off of. So what I did was this, made a profile template of that, and then measured up because this will change as it moves up. So went with like soap and measured with the tape, so come around and got a profile template like that. So having said all that, this is stretching and shrinking and doing all kinds of stuff to this, and putting a tip in the edge over for the tack right there. So here's this profile so far, like so, and it'll come out as that for the tipped edge. And then right here, which I measured off of the tape, and then over here, and I gotta come up with this piece right here. So that's where I'm at. It's pretty, sorry about the shaky camera doing this on the iPhone. It's fairly smooth. I'm gonna have to dolly it out. It's as smooth as the rest of the panel. Get it tacked together. I beat this other piece, beat some shape into it, you can tell. So it'll go on. So now, what I'm going to do, try not to drop the phone, is, yeah, there's the page laid out. Let's get this upper corner tacked, and then start cutting and trying to get this piece in there, and hopefully come up with something that's kind of similar to the other side and doesn't stand out too far. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm up to. See ya. Okay, so we've been beating on this panel for a couple of days, and here's what we've come up with. Got it roughed in. Gonna have to bullseye pick out the low spots. I've got the Wolf shrinker disc and ran over it a little bit. I got some spots there on the weld where I had to shrink it, so, and a flat spot there. Trying to straighten up this part of the panel, and we got a few little cottage cheese is basically what it is, I'm starting to think. But those are not bullet holes. They are low spots. So I ran the DA and the 80 grit on it. So I'm tired of beating and banging. I want to go check the mail, take in the delivery from UPS. Got some PTFE E fittings on top and some groceries on the bottom, and then I'm gonna spot weld in some more and try not to warp this panel. This is a good clean panel mostly. Won't have all this on it. This is almost 100 years old. Let's see, it's 92 years old. This needs to be shrunk out here in the middle. It's got a little, it's right there in the middle. So, alrighty, I'll get back to getting, just keeping you updated. This panel was not even in existence. Built this just to hold it and measured it off the back to the front. Did this one, I was within a 1/16, so I'm gonna let it fly. We'll go from there. Just trying to, that might be a high spot right there. I don't know. The paint would let me know. And shrinker disc. Got to break an edge and then come around and tie this in probably before I get too slap happy out here. So, yeah. In hindsight, that panel's been replaced, that panel, this part is the only original part. Had to replace that when I had it, but I let it get away from me. Rebuild both B pillars. Rebuild the subframes, the floor, or replace them. I did have the A pillars up to there, but then I had to rebuild this. The tank and rail was in it. Upper and lower patch panels, complete floorboards. The doors were good from there, well, good. They were there. Rebuilt and replaced window mechanism, the door latch, and I do have the panels that go on the bottom of this. Rebuilt the lower door. Took the firewall out, gonna turn that around. Rebuilt the headers, put wood in it, and so basically about all there was to this was the doors and the lower A-pillars. That's a bottom tank. Cut that tank out because it was rusted out, so that's going to be the dash in this thing, and yeah, that's where it's at. A little bit of body work. There's some, that panel goes up here, and then I have another one over there in front of the bed off F-150. Let's see, right there. And cut the top of it out. It's supposed to be the same as that. So I'll cut the top of it out, get it up there and mark it out, and I'll see what happens. I did want the wood in it though, so I was digging that wood. So we'll see. That's where I'm at. So sorry about the camera work. We're using the iPhone, so I'm tired of beating and banging, so I'm gonna do a little welding. See y'all.